Today we got two incredibly powerful heroes going head to head. Wonder Woman versus Black Bolt. Who wins? Well, let's find out. The Princess of the Amazons, armed with powers of a god. Wonder Woman is one of Earth's most powerful defenders of peace and equality, and a member of the Justice League. She's often considered an archetype for the comic book superheroine, standing for love, peace, and above all else, truth. Wonder Woman's powers are a result of a blessing from the gods, and she's one of the most powerful superheroes in the DC universe. Her super strength is comparable to the Earth itself, and she's on the same level as Superman and Shazam. She's been able to help move the Earth alongside Superman and Martian Manhunter at the launch of the New 52. When Diana removes her braces, her strength greatly increases and she goes into berserker rage. Wonder Woman's top speed has never been documented, but she is faster than half the speed of light and is able to keep up with characters like Jesse Quick. However, because of Diana's years of combat training, her reflexes even surprise the likes of Clark. She has an insane level of durability and resists thermonuclear explosions, Hellfire, Kal-El's heat vision, and has withstood attacks on the Man of Steel and even gods. She can fly at hypersonic speeds, doesn't grow tired, and has incredibly enhanced senses. She's also been granted a degree of wisdom by the goddess Athena, which greatly helps with her tactical ability, and she's one of the smartest and wisest members of the Justice League. Wonder Woman is a master of armed and unarmed combat, and is trained in a variety of different forms of martial arts. In fact, Batman considered her to be the greatest melee fighter on the planet, even putting her above Superman thanks to the extent of her training and her powers. Wonder Woman was gifted the lasso of truth, which was forged by the Greek god Hephaestus, and is unbreakable and forces people to tell the truth. She also has the bracelets of victory, which are a pair of indestructible steel cuffs that are forged from the remains of Zeus's shield. Wonder Woman can use her reflexes to deflect projectiles, blades, punches, and even Darkseid's Omega beams. When Diana crosses them to protect herself, the bracelets generate an energy shield, and they can protect her from large explosions and collisions. She's also learned how to emit a devastating lightning attack thanks to the bracelet's connection to Zeus. Wonder Woman also has a magical sword that she specifically against people with invulnerability, because invulnerability generally doesn't work against magical items. And then in the corner of Black Bolt, the king of the Inhumans, Black Bolt is cursed and blessed with a quasi-sonic voice. He must remain forever silent. For the slightest whisper, he can destroy cities. The loudest screams, he can level continents. Black Bolt's primary superhuman ability is the power to harness free-flowing electrons, and one of his most devastating weapons is his actual voice. A whisper can level a city, cause instant dormant volcanoes to become active again, and create massive tremors. Then it's even been said that a shout generates enough force to destroy planets. Recently, it's been shown that the power behind Black Bolt's scream is tied into his emotions, especially his anger, which would actually explain the fluctuation of power behind his quasi-sonic scream. But Bolt's scream isn't his only power. He's also able to harness the electrons in other ways, such as enhancing his physical strength. On average, he's just able to lift around 2 tons, but as he enhances his strength, he can battle against the Thing. Then he has an extremely powerful attack called the Master Blow, which is where it channels all available energy into one arm, for a massively powerful punch able to knock out the Hulk. However, this attack does severely drain him and leaves him vulnerable. Black Bolt can also fire powerful blasts of energy from his hands and create force fields powerful enough to stop a meteor. He can also manipulate matter and energy, allowing him to transmute objects and even destroy a solar flare powerful enough to annihilate the planet. Finally, Bolt can also fly faster than 1,000 miles per hour by emitting a jet of rapidly moving electrons. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now I think it's really important that we don't underestimate Black Bolt in this fight. There's a time where Spider-Man and a few S.H.I.E.L.D. agents were making a list of the most powerful heroes on Earth, and Black Bolt was number 3 on that list, with only Sentry and Hulk being ranked above him. That's very impressive. Even though it's just an opinion, and definitely not an official list, it's possible that Wonder Woman wouldn't make the top 3 for making a list of DC heroes. Now I think she might, and like I said, definitely not an official list, just my point is that Black Bolt is impressively powerful, and shouldn't be underestimated. I mean, just look at what his voice has done. With a whisper, he sent the Avengers flying, including heroes like Sentry, injured Gladiator, and with his shout, he knocked out Terrax, Herald of Galactus, shook an entire planet, and when his voice was concentrated in a machine by Reed Richards and Tony Stark, Black Bolt tore a hole through space and time. His voice even injured Thanos, and while Thanos took it and defeated Black Bolt, this was a Thanos on a warpath, so incredibly focused and powerful. And Black Bolt actually did better than any other hero against the Mad Titan. I mean, this was a Thanos who took Thor's lightning and just politely asked for more of it, and Bolt's voice injured him. That should just give you a little bit of understanding about who Wonder Woman is going up against here. It's also important to note that in this fight, Diana isn't going to have any prior knowledge of Black Bolt or what his powers are. So it's not like she's going to fly in there at super speed and cut his head off before he speaks. That's definitely not in character for her, even though she is a warrior. So odds are Diana is going to take at least one attack from Black Bolt, although Bolt usually just starts off with a whisper. So that raises the question, is this something that Wonder Woman can stand up against? I mean, a whisper did injure Gladiator and send Sentry reeling. But Wonder Woman has definitely proven herself durable to take it. I mean, she's taken Blossom Ares, Blossom the Void Hound, which is capable of blowing up a star system, an explosion from Pyrenic's drone, which contains a portion of the Big Bang, and has actually repeatedly taken sonic screams from the Silver Swan, where her shout was described as powerful as Zeus's lightning. She'll be moved and rocked back by the attack, just like Sentry was, but no way is Wonder Woman going down. So Wonder Woman can survive Black Bolt's initial shout. But what happens next? Where do we go from here? Well, Black Bolt is surprisingly strong, and can even use his powers to enhance his strength. So could he put Wonder Woman down that way? Well, he would definitely injure her, as he sent Namor and Thing flying, pinned down and injured Gladiator, using the Master Blow, which is where he gathers all the electrons into one of his arms for a single strike. Well, he was able to put down the Hulk, and the Thing even described that one punch as taking a massive beatdown from the Hulk. However, that one attack does severely drain him in his energy. Although, so far, all we've really been doing is talking about what Black Bolt can do. Well, let's switch from talking about the King of the Inhumans, take a look at the Princess of the Amazons. Well, for starters, let's take a look at her combat speed, just how fast she is in a fight. Diana was given the speed of Hermes at birth, is officially the 9th fastest being on the planet, and her main villain is the Cheetah, who is fast enough to fight the Flash, and Wonder Woman is obviously fast enough to fight the Cheetah. There's also the time that Diana outraged Amazo's computer reactions, even though the android had the powers of both Superman and Wonder Woman, and the fact that she's able to catch and beat Zoom while blind, and even after taking 3 consecutive infinite mass punches, and literally being punched around the planet, from China to Paris to Themyscira. That's not only an impressive speed feat, but also proves that she can take a beating, and yet continue to fight and move at ridiculously fast speeds. What all this means is that if Black Bolt screams at her, well, Diana has the speed to dodge or even block the force of his yell. I mean, to her perceptions and in her eyes, it'll be basically moving in slow motion, and she'll even be able to see the shockwaves being formed and react accordingly. Diana also has the strength to block Black Bolt's attacks. I mean, she can block virtually anything out there, even being able to block infinite destructive energies in the form of a combined might of the Greek Pantheon and the God Wave. Plus, she's blocked sonic attacks before from the Silver Swan, so we know that she can block these kinds of attacks. Now, a full-powered shot from Black Bolt will most likely knock Wonder Woman out, as a full shot from him has literally shook the very planet. That's very impressive. But at the same time, Diana has survived attacks in Superman and Doomsday, even being in a black hole, and all these things could potentially shake the planet as well. She's even survived an onslaught from Ares within its own realm, which is essentially omnipotent. However, while a shot from Black Bolt could knock Wonder Woman out, I don't think she'll give him that chance. Because look, she's durable to take initial attacks, is fast enough to dodge or block them, and most importantly, Diana is a warrior. Once she recognizes the Black Bolt as a legitimate threat, she'll have no problem putting him down. And I really do mean putting him down. Like I said, Wonder Woman is possibly the most skilled and dangerous warrior on the planet, and she has no real problem killing. She's even mentioned this before, saying that the reason she doesn't have as big of a rogues gallery as Batman or Superman is because she puts her enemies down for good and makes sure that they can't hurt anybody else. Meaning, she's even used her tiara to cut Superman's throat wide open, and Clark is her friend. Dana would have no problem cutting Black Bolt's throat, and making sure that he can't use that attack again. Black Bolt could win a couple if he catches her off guard early with a powerful attack, but I think Wonder Woman just got his number here, and is too powerful and too skilled of a warrior to lose. Wonder Woman wins. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sound off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button. More videos just one every single weekday. I'll see you next time.